Hello, hello. How are you this Sunday, December 15th? This month is zooming past and oh, had a great week, but boy, what a busy week. So let me get my agenda so I don't forget to tell you anything. I do have one thing you might enjoy. Cute little Misty on Missouri Star Quilt Company. Well, she has a free pattern and information on her channel, on her YouTube, on the Missouri Star under that umbrella. I think it's called Misty's Home or At Home with Misty. It is so cute. If I had had time, I would have started this today. But Missouri Star Quilt Company and look for At Home with Misty. But it's really, really cute. You use one of the wedge rulers. Now, she said a 15-degree wedge. But if you use like this, I think is a 10-degree wedge. So you would have to use more wedges. But if you can find a picture, like let's say you don't have a wedge ruler, go online, type in 15-degree wedge ruler, whatever, or wedge, and print a copy of it and see if that'll work. But isn't that cute? I think I would like to use some bright blues and silvers and maybe a little lame and do this. But I think that's really cute. So I wanted to share that with you. And I've got a couple other little things that mostly I'm so lucky because Miss Bonnie and Lisa and Marsha Hahn, they all contributed really cute activities. I wanted to show you. My daughter made this for me. My daughter Katie, who lives up in Maryland, and she's the felt artist. She is so talented. But is that cute? I adore the Grinch. So let me see if I can get it on. There's so many sequins on this shirt, but I wanted to look festive for the holidays. But there's so many sequins, it's hard to find a place to pin it. But I wanted to show it to you up close because I love the Grinch. So, okay. Oh, one more thing. I jumped in the shower because I was running late today. It has been such a busy week, but I was running to jump into the shower and all of a sudden wondered why the water was so loud hitting my head. Then realized I had my hearing aids on. So this one still works. Yay. Oh my gosh, Carol McDonald's here. Yay. Hello, everybody. This hearing aid still works. I carefully took them out, put them on the bathroom sink, and then when I was blow drying my hair, I blew dry them. And I happened to have some silica gel packages that I got in the mail today with an order I got in. And pardon me, I'm having a hard time getting this on, but I wanted to tell you how wonderful these hearing aids are. They're so good and easy to wear and no itches, no ear itching that I forget to take them out. And I'll get in bed and go, "Oh, I forgot to take them out." So Mark moved the recharger into the bedroom, so I just have to walk a couple steps to put them away. But I just wanted to tell you, I had some of these silica gel packets. So I quickly put the hearing aids into my pocket with the silica gel. But nope, they're both working. He said they're about 98% um, waterproof. So that's pretty good. It's like don't push it, but if it happens, but I was going to tell you what I'm probably going to do just to make sure is put them in a container with these silica gel packets, just making sure in case any moisture got inside. But anyway, okay. But I can't. Oh, wait till Mark has gone off to do some grocery shopping. Wait till he comes home and I say, "Hey, honey, I kind of jumped in the shower with the hearing aids on." All right. So this week was so busy. I was decorating, finishing up all the decorations in the house, and then I was cleaning and getting ready for my daughter Katie's visit. And oh, it was so much fun. My kids are so good. They only get a couple days at a time. So they try to make time for me and then time for Sister Becky. And they're so, so sweet. So we took them to our favorite Chinese restaurant. If you live anywhere or you're going through Winston-Salem, Mr. Lou's, Lu, is the best Chinese food. So I highly recommend Mr. Lou's. So, and it's on Robin Hood Road, right in Winston-Salem. So, we treated them because they said at my all my kids know Mr. Lou's and love Mr. Lou's. So, I was also going to tell you that the hearing aids are, besides not itching, I've now adjusted to the sounds so it doesn't seem so noisy and so overwhelming. The only thing is I have to say to Mark, talk a little softer because he's so used to talking loud to make sure that I can hear it. Oh, and I wanted to show you my little necklace that has the pretend little Christmas lights on it. I'm kind of getting excited about Christmas now that the house is decorated. But I was so tired today. In fact, last night, because she came over Friday, they stayed with us until about 9 o'clock and then went over, right, had to drive 40 minutes to get to Becky's. And then yesterday, I went over there and we made gingerbread houses. So it was so exciting. I'll show you. Katie has a wonderful Mennonite store near her because there are Amish and Mennonites in Maryland, and it's called Byler's. If you're ever on the Eastern Shore, stop by Byler's. It's actually, I think, in Delaware, but it's right near the Maryland Delaware line. So she got the cutest things. I don't know if you can see, but the sidewalk is made with little tiny miniature candy canes. How they did that, I will never know. But she got some really cool little candies, and this is a gummy, so it's kind of leaning, but I thought, well, that just gives it realism. But we had fun. And I took over all the bases. We always cut a piece of cardboard and wrap it with aluminum foil and then took it over. So I made myself a gingerbread house. So it was so nice. Katie was so good to go get all of it's hard finding old-fashioned candies to do it with. And what we did is we used gingerbread, I mean graham crackers, and made the houses. So that way you didn't have to worry about making gingerbread, which is too much work. And then they made royal frosting, which itself is a lot to make. And they were so smart, they put it in baggies. So we each got our own baggie of the royal frosting, which was wonderful. We didn't have to wait and ask others. I've got things. I'm setting things up because I was like, hurry, the show's gonna start. So I told you, so I asked my daughter, is there something I can make for you? Something that you like? She goes, well, I love your chocolate pound cake. And it's a Hershey's chocolate pound cake. I used to enter it in the fair back when I lived in Maryland. Every year it won first place if I entered it. Never got grand champion. I probably would have had to do something really exciting to get that. But I made it. And then we went to take it out of the bundt pan. And I was in a hurry, always in a hurry. And I thought, you know what? I think I don't really have to use shortening to grease the pan. I think I can use the spray. No, you can't use the spray. So the top part, the pretty top part of the bundt cake stayed in the pan. So then I had to try to get a spatula and carve it out so it would plump onto the top of the cake. Then I had to use toothpicks to try to hold it in place while I made the glaze to pour over it. But you know what? It tasted fine. It tasted pretty good. So I'm not sure what I did wrong besides, some of the old fashioned cakes, because this is from a recipe that dates back at least 50, 60 years, at least. And the little Hershey's cookbook that I have it from was all paper newsprint, inexpensive. It was like free, stuck to a can of cocoa. Have to keep it in a baggie. It's so fragile now. And but with those old cakes, you pretty much have to do it the old way, which is take shortening or butter and with a paper towel and put it all in around the pan, especially a bundt pan that has the center part, and then you have to put a little flour in and shake it all around and dump out the excess. So I have learned my lesson because there's nothing worse. I mean, this pound cake takes 3 sticks of butter. It takes 3 cups of sugar, 5 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of cocoa. That's quite an investment in one cake. So from now on, I will definitely grease the pan better. But anyway, we had a good time with them visiting. And she brought her dogs, and one of them was a new puppy. And so he's a 50-some pound new puppy. And that was in very interesting. But he settled down really good, and we had a good time. All right. Let me see. My hearing aids are great. I'm excited to put them in, and I don't take them out sometimes, even when I get in the shower or get in bed. But I'm learning. Because they do take to get them recharged. It does take a good 5 hours at least. So I like charging them overnight. But they're working out really wonderful. And now I just wonder, why did it take me this long to go ahead and do it? So, all right. Now, I don't know about you, and I want to see all who's here. But I was wondering, what's on your calendar this week? Because I was sitting there writing myself a schedule this week. Oh my gosh. Oh, and Friday, besides getting ready for my daughter to get here, both the 2 littlest dogs had to be groomed. And then the beginning of the week, who did I go see? My eye doctor? I forget, but I've had almost something every week. And so this week on Thursday, I go in for my cancer recheck. It's the very first one. It's been a whole year since I had the last recheck. So that's a little bit scary, but also exciting, to be able to reach that milestone, because it's been 4 years since I've been known to be cancer free, and I'm really happy about that. So this next week, oh my gosh. Okay. I have to be sewing. I've got to make my grandboys pillows, and those an elephant face and a cheetah face, which is going to take time. And I hope the safety eyes and the safety nose will make it in time that I can put them on that, or else I'm going to have to improvise. And so I've got that. In fact, I threw the material down the stairs in the box thinking maybe I could show y'all and start working on it. But I didn't have time to run back over and pick the box up off the floor. So I don't think we'll be working on that today. But I've got some ornaments, just a couple that are going to be gifts that I need to get made this week. And then I've got to start baking. I was trying to think of what to make this, since I really can't eat it anyway. It kind of, I don't make as much as I used to. And it's nice because we really don't need it. But I was thinking I would like to try my hand at a little cocoa fudge, the Hershey's recipe also. That's a job. But I was thinking just make a little bit. Maybe I think it still takes just about as long. And then we always look forward to the peanut butter cookies with the kissies in the center. Gotta make those. And then the pecan, we call them puppy tails because I put them in a little shape like a little puppy tail. Some people call them Mexican wedding cookies. But it's a pecan shortbread rolled in powdered sugar, which are so good. Got to make those. And then I'm going to try to make my own turtles candy. Every year for Christmas, I like to get a box of turtles. But I've noticed that the boxes are so tiny, it's so expensive, and they're just not quite as good as they used to be, in my opinion. So I'd had Mark, I said, get some craft um, car- those square caramels. And if I put a little half and half when I microwave them to get them to soften, if you mix a little half and half with them, they do really well. Or you could use evaporated milk, something like that. And so what I'm going to do is lay a pile of pecan pieces and then melt the caramel and pour it on it. Then I I thought instead of hand dipping, which I'm not that good at, I think I'm going to take and pour the chocolate over top. And but I better get some parchment paper. I probably should put a little nonstick on the parchment paper too, just to make sure. I don't know if y'all have ever made the Caro lace cookies that were popular back in the 60s, but my godmother used to make them. She was such an angel. Her name was Barbara, and I miss her terribly. And she used to make the Caro lace cookies, and it's like a caramelized sugar syrup that you cook, and you add coconut to it and butter, and then you pour it out. And it's one of those cookies that you have to be careful if you have too many fillings because it might pull them out. But that we loved them; they were so good. But she was so good at it; she would make them in and cookie cutters, stars, and all of that. And I miss them, but I don't make those anymore because I know with these teeth, I don't want to be pulling, fillings out. So, but what kind of things do you make? Oh, Georgette, hello. If you type in all capitals, I'll try to make sure that I see your message. But I would love to know, what are your favorite recipes that mean something to you? And all the boys' portraits. Yes, they were given to the boys last spring. I finished them. So, and I'm hoping they love them. But last spring I finished them. And making you hungry, Georgette. Let me come back and see. I'm so tickled to see Carol here. Carol McDonald. Oh, remember she had an amazing channel and loves to do the so the slow, mindful hand embroidery and different things, scrolls, all of that. Talented lady. So our mayor, Mary Kimura's first one here, she had such a good doctor's visit. And he said she doesn't have to go back on the chemo right now. She's doing good. So, and then Bonnie's here. Charlene is here. Hi, sweetheart. Lisa's here. Yay, Lisa. I'm getting so excited about Myrtle Beach. I cannot tell you how excited, because Christmas this time of year is so busy. Driving to my daughter's in Greensboro yesterday, people drive like crazy people. And I'm thinking, I am ready for that hotel and that class. I can't wait. And I'm so glad it's going to be a calm, fun class. I don't know if you've ever had one from Patty yet, but she's a fun, great teacher. Just low key happy. Oh, it's going to be a nice, relaxed, fun class. Okay, so it's good to see Lisa. Debbie's here. Kathy Klein from Illinois. I love seeing Kathy. Kathy is very devoted in her sewing room, and you'll see her chatting in all kinds of groups. She's a social butterfly, let me tell you. So it's good to see Kathy here. Let's see. Let me see. Don't want to miss anyone. And Carol, how are things up in Canada? I always go Canada, and I tell you the truth. I haven't ruled it out as the next place we're going to live, and we're hoping, since Mark never renounced his Canadian um, citizenship, that if it gets tough, we're moving to Canada. So I'm not promising anything. And he said, "Can you handle that snow?" I said, "Depends on how bad it gets here. I might be able to handle it real well." So, but I had to get some lotion. It is very dry here. So we've had the heat on a lot. So let me see. There's Carol. And I need to get my new glasses in. I ordered some new ones because I think these are a little too strong. And that's not good either. People worry about them being too weak, but too strong's bad too. So, overcast and in the 50s and damp. Yes. I don't know what the temperature is here, but the spray doesn't get it covered thick enough. You are right, Bonnie. And oh boy, I tell you. So, but we just pieced it back together and then put the glaze to kind of glue it. I'm not going to work that hard to make that cake and not eat it. So, 4 years, isn't it? That's the funniest thing is most of the time you don't want time to go by too fast, too quickly. But once you've had cancer and you start making those milestones, you're like, yes, that's a good feeling. So, Georgette, yeah, you're making, halupka for Christmas. You're going to have to tell us what that is. So, let me see what else. Whoops. I started to go the wrong way. Mary's here. She just made Italian cookies yesterday. Oh, don't you love these recipes that got handed down? I love them. I think mine came from my mother and my godmother, and they didn't really have handed down recipes to them. So these recipes, when they came out in the 60s, I was telling Mark, so many Christmas traditions come from the 1960s or the late 50s. So many of the Christmas songs that we hear on the radio come from the singers back at that time. Some of the greatest movies come from that era. So we're really lucky. Some call it pigs in a blanket. Yum. I love pigs in a blanket. We make them with what are those rolls called? The canned rolls that come in a triangle and you roll them up. So we make pigs in a blanket with those. And then I make dipping sauces. So I put honey and ketchup. I put honey and mustard. I put little horseradish in a little bit of ketchup. But we love all the dipping sauces, little barbecue sauce to dip them in. So they're yummy. Ah, and let me make sure I didn't miss anybody, but it is so good to see all of you. Marcia! Hi, Marcia, sweetie. I have got to get Marcia's package mailed out this week. If I don't get them mailed out this week, it's going to be crazy town. So you have started to do your stitching again. Wonderful. I don't think people realize how much a move, because Carol moved, I guess, about a year and a half ago. it is hard to get settled back in when you make a move. It's a big disruption in your life. And if you're creative, it's extra. It is extra hard to get back on your feet. So it is good to see all of you. I wish you a very early happy Merry Christmas. And we went to, that's right. So besides cleaning the house and decorating, my grandson had a Christmas concert. Oh my gosh, that band is so good. He has a very serious band director. Well, my band director was very serious too, and I loved band. It somehow he could be serious, and it inspired me. And he, teenagers can kind of be a lazy bunch, and he would push us. And he believed in excellence. And that's exactly what my grandson Evan's band director believes. So it was a wonderful concert. He wore tails, the band director, the conducting. It was wonderful. My grandson had a solo. It was exciting. So that was wonderful. Okay, so if you have any special, you are not late. You're fine. I was late actually, but your move was great and easy, but it took a bit. It does take a bit to get back into the crafts because you have to get used to your environment. And I don't know about y'all, but I, as a creative person, my environment makes a big difference to how I feel about creating. So let's see, but it's going to be busy. And, speaking of being busy, thank goodness Miss Bonnie reminded me about my Merry Mayhem. And I went and made sure to give her a little donation because she puts this on for free, but it actually costs her money. She has to be able to rent the space to put the pattern up. And but I always do this. And she's such a dear lady. And I don't know how many more she's going to want to do because it's a lot of work. What she's doing is she's creating a new pattern. She said she's been so busy this fall that she's hopes there aren't any mistakes in the pattern. And if she is, she hopes you'll be patient with her. And I totally understand. It's been a hard fall. And I know that I'm off. I'm not on my game yet. So, but I wanted to tell you, I think we all need to have some fun. So when she reminded me of Mary Mayhem's mystery, she's already got one, I believe, one step up, and then she puts another step up Christmas Day for some of you who might not have a lot going on and are looking for a distraction. And then the mystery starts at 10 a.m. New Year's Day. So she gives you some steps to prepare and cut your fabrics, choose your fabric, cut the fabric, and then she starts the bulk of the mystery is New Year's Day. So I thought, I'm going to do this. I do it every year because I work so hard. In my past, more, I worked harder. But you work so hard to do all of the holiday stuff and to make the meal. So New Year's Day is for me. It's just for me. And Mark will be happy to sit up and watch little shows or whatever, but I will be sewing. So I've decided, and I hope you'll join us, that we're going to do one of our group's free sit and chats. And, or as some people say, stitch and bitch. But anyway, but I'll be working on my Merry Mayhem. And so I'll be here, I know, between 10 and 3, most likely. And that's New York time, Eastern time. So I'm going to invite all of you to bring your knitting, your crocheting, your sewing, your favorite beverage, some chocolate or Christmas cookies or whatever. Come and we're just going to chat and have a fun time. And the next, rest and recover. Oh, that is exactly what it's going to be. So we've got a new name for it. If you don't mind, Miss Bonnie, it's going to be Arrest and Recover. Hi, Joso. So, and oh, good. And so that's going to be New Year's Day starting at 10. Come and go as you wish. If you don't have anything to work on, then just pop in and say hi to us and you can chat. The nicest thing about Jitsi is you don't have to type. You just talk, and that's wonderful. And they'll tell you, I stay a little quiet on those rest and recover days because I talk all the time. I want to hear what y'all have to say. So, but we'll be able to, if you want to be seen, you can turn your camera on. It's up to you. But so that's coming up New Year's Day. And if you belong already to our free group, I put the link up. And then, but if you don't, but you'd like to, or you don't know how to get to the site and you need it, just please let me know. Let me write right now. Our time to quilt. And then it's at twc.com. All right. Hopefully I did that correctly. Yeah, I think I did. So if you send me that email the day of the chat, I'll zip you the address. But try it out, get used to it beforehand or whatever. But it's just a way to have fun. If you have plans and you're busy, please don't worry. But this is just, we don't do anything on New Year's Day, and we don't even eat black-eyed peas. So I'm available New Year's Day because by that point it's like, and Mark will be officially retired by then. So I told him, I think for the first at least week that he's retired, he should feel free to sleep as much as he can. As much as he can. So anyway, I was just looking at this. I think this came from Miss Bonnie, but I keep it right here and I get to look at it. Isn't this cute? Didn't you make these, Miss Bonnie? Or Miss Bonnie? Miss Bonnie has a Christmas card coming her way. I'm going to make sure to mail it out tomorrow morning. So I love giving our Miss Bonnie a Christmas card. She is such a darling. So, yeah, we've got a ham. So, I I think I'd rather have black beans or pinto beans with my ham this year. But so you did make that. That is so sweet. Our Bonnie is something else. Already told Mark, I'm sending a Christmas card to Miss Bonnie because she is a wonderful heartbeat of our group. We love her to bits. So you're waiting for stamps to come in the mail. Oh, well, you don't have to send me a Christmas card, darling. You need to leave, Miss Georgette. Oh, yes, go get ready for the party. A party's more fun than sitting with us. But catch up on the replay. Send us any pictures of your decorations if you want. And have a wonderful time at the party, Miss Georgette. So, and maybe we'll see you New Year's Day on our rest and relax or rest and recover. I love that. That is so cool. So, Mary likes black-eyed peas. I used to like them, but they're strong flavored. I don't know. I'll think about it. All right. I made some of my caldo verde a week and a half ago. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's Portuguese for green soup. And it's chicken broth and small white peas and some kind of sausage. We put Polska kielbasa in it. And then kale, onions, shredded potato to use as the thickener. Lots of chicken broth. Oh, it is so good. The broth in it is you feel like you can feel yourself getting healthier, and stronger right then. So soups are amazing, aren't they? Okay. I just wanted to make sure y'all know that Mark said he would make a video because Pat asked for this, a video of how he put my new sewing machine in the upstairs desk because it's a big sewing machine. And it was tricky because it's not that big of a desk and you don't want to cut anything that's too precious. So then let me see. I had some how to make hmm, ah our wonderful Marsha Hahn sent let whoops, hold on. From Shabby Fabrics, the Scandinavian no sew fabric star pattern. How to make this. So I'm here. All right. So any of you, if you're looking for something relatively simple and you've got some scrap fabrics, go to Shabby Fabrics and watch that video. It looks like a lot of fun. Then later today, I also have, I'm going to put the link to the Bonnie Hunter mystery and the Mary Mayhem mystery so that any of you we can't share patterns. What we can do is give you the link to go to the site so you can collect them yourself. And they're all free. It's important to get them in current time when they come out because both ladies probably take these patterns and charge for them after this. So I'll get ready and do that in just a minute. I'm so distracted today. I kind of was eating some of the Mike's and Ike's candies that we were supposed to decorate the house with. So I think I'm still affected by the food color. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. So, all right, this past week, I did not even touch my undersea quilt. Nope. Well, I did touch it. I went to move it from this surface to that surface. And I'll show you what I had finished as of last week. But I didn't even think about working on this. Here's what we've got so far. So, we're making some good progress. I have to admit, this is the slowest progress I've ever had on any quilt on this channel. And I've been doing this, it'll be 8 years in February. So, shame on me. But as you can see, I'm not too worried. I can only do what I can only do. And it's been a tough fall. All right. So, I didn't touch it. Now, I didn't even sew any on this, but I've got something really, I consider it my very best sewing tip. So I'll show you that in just a minute. Then like I told you, I tossed a box with the fleeces for the cheetah and the elephant, tossed them downstairs, but they're still laying over there. Well, I had a lot to bring and I did not want to crunch my amazing gingerbread house that's made with graham crackers. But I didn't want to crush this because I'm not going to make another one. This is it. But boy, I have got photos to share with you because Becky's man and my grandkids went out of their way, and our wonderful, sweet Mary, which is Andy's mother, she was very thoughtful. Her gingerbread house imploded. It kind of came down. So we told her that she was thoughtful enough to make a sympathy house with Western North Carolina. And I thought that was very thoughtful of her. She wanted to show her solidarity. So anyway, but I've got those photos to show you, show and tell. Okay, and I tried to download our Cheryl Hogan, sweet lady that she is. Oh, is she here too? I just see, yes, there she is. Oh, don't even worry, Miss Cheryl. Miss Cheryl, I couldn't open the Houston pictures because Mark would have to help me because I would have to download a program to do it and all that. And I was like, I'll wait until Mark can help me. So I'm really sorry about that. But I've got a couple of the photos she sent. And one of them, I'm trying to think the woman's name, but one of them I think I recognize from a show on Quilting Arts that I saw this year. Her first name is the name of a type of bird. Not falcon, but it's something like that. Oh, you're such a sweetheart, Cheryl. Well, I know that we were so busy this week, but I know that Mark could help me. But you were so sweet to think about that. And I thought, how nice, because very few of us get to go to Houston. I've never been. All right, so we're going to do the stenciled fabric. I've got the pillow fabric, but it's way over there. And New Year's Day sit and chat. I told you all about it. So if you want to come New Year's Day, we'll do a jitsi starting at 10 a.m. Eastern to about 3 p.m. And I'm going to bring chocolate and something good to drink, and maybe I might even pack myself a lunch. And that's right. It's a rest and recover. I can't wait. Oh, it was so good. You're fighting the flu. Oh no. It was great to see you, beautiful. And if you have any pictures of what you've been working on when you feel better, we'd love to see them. Take care, Carol. Make sure you have some chicken broth. That's good stuff. Michelle the quilter is here. How wonderful to see you. Ah, this is great. All right. So don't forget coming up. Oh, the good thing is I'm going to work on the children's pillow animals this week. And I might end up trying to sneak down there in a few minutes and get it. But I will be able to show you the finished animals next Sunday. So I am excited about that. I've got all kinds of been thinking about how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to do the trunk of the elephant, how I'm going to do the fuzzy ears of the cheetah. So I'm really excited, and I'll be able to show you that the finished ones next Sunday. And then I haven't done anything on the Bonnie Hunter mystery. Shame on me. And let me see. Let me bring up the link to the Bonnie Hunter mystery. And then the Leah Day wonky Christmas tree pattern. So let me get those really quickly. And I will post them so you can click on them and you will have them. All right. I'll first give you Leah Day. Let me right click and copy. Let me see. Copy. Okay. Then I will come back over here. Oops. Minimize that. And I'll put it here. Do y'all ever talk to yourself when you're trying to concentrate very hard? So this is the Leah Day, the wonky Christmas tree. And then I think Lisa gave us this shortcut to come to it. Now I'm going to go grab the Bonnie Hunter. And I'm hoping I'm going to every Friday collect the patterns, but I think I've given up hope of doing it live. I worry I don't have any coral color fabric too. So, and I don't have shirtings enough, the neutral off whites and whites. So, how do I paste this? Let me put my glasses on. It just might help. Okay, let's see. Paste. Yay. All right, that does help to have your glasses on. So here, that's 3 links we've given you to some fun Christmas time projects that are going on. All righty. And I was supposed to give you Merry Mayhem. You are all brilliant. Oh, Kathy Klein is working on it. Oh, wow. That's wonderful. Let me see if I can find the link to Bonnie Hunters. I'm going on our site to see where I know Bonnie put it. Let me see. Quiltville's Winter Mystery. Oh, Bonnie's so good. All right. Mystery Old Town. Okay. Copy. Yay. Okay. Close that. Come back. Yes, we have Bonnie's all over the place, don't we? Bonnie put it for Bonnie's. So, okay. There we go. So now that's 4 links that we've given you today. All right. So I think I've covered everything. Oh, yes. I wanted to let you know there is a great shop. I've actually been there. It's, oops, Mark's just coming home, and that stuff I threw down the stairs is blocking the doorway. I'll be right back. I promise. Oh, boy. Better get that out of his way. All right. I wanted to pick it up anyway, didn't I? Okay. Here it is. Hush, dogs. Daddy's home, but you don't need to bark. Hush, dog. Here I come back. It is rainy here today, and my good old Arthur is giving me a fit. So, all right. All righty. All right. Sorry about that. But anyway, here is the drawing of the elephant pillow I'm going to make. And here's the drawing of the cheetah pillow. And these are going to be, they're going to be made to go on a regular size bed pillow. And they're, gosh, and they're going to use them as floor pillows. My Grommy is under my desk. He knows there's nothing to bark at. So you're a good boy, Grommy. So anyway, all right. I was talking about a great store that I just did an order with. It's in Wytheville, Virginia, which is very, very southwest Virginia. And it's like within an hour, I think, of Mount Airy in North Carolina. So it's just right up there. And it's in a historic building. It's charming to go see. Well, they had this fabric. It's called Dream Big Tiles from Hoffman, Hoffmen. And oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And it's all squares and 2.5 inch squares. So you can take the fabric you get and cut it into 2.5 inch squares and do a color wash. Because I told y'all, I'm not done with the color wash method. I enjoy this one so much. In fact, somebody last week said, do you have a pattern for that quilt? And I said, well, no, but I put her on to Terry Rowland and kind of gave her some hints to how I did it. And, you know, I love that quilt. I will always love that quilt. So this fabric, let me see if I can find an image of it. It's Hoffman. Well, I'll go right to boutiques. boutiques, etc. Let me see if I can get the store to come up, because then I can show you website. But I ordered the fabric on Friday and I got it Monday or Tuesday. It was like incredibly fast. And I was just amazed. Oh, and they're going to have a Jacqueline DeJong retreat. Judy Niemeyer quilts. They cover a lot of Judy Niemeyer's. All right, let me find. Hold on. Let me find. Okay, are you ready to see the fabrics? I called their store because they said if you want less than a yard, call the store and ask. So I said, can I get 5/8 of a yard? Because when you buy fabric that's pre-printed with the squares, I thought if it's already cut in half, I won't be able to use it. So I thought, I think I want a little more than a half, but not a whole yard. So here, I'm going to turn you around and let you see the fabric that I got because it is gorgeous. Let me bring up this pink one. But look, whoops, sorry. Let me close that. Look at this fabric. And if you look, you'll see the dahlia pattern. You'll see some of the other patterns they've done as a kind of standalone. Let me see if I can. But, okay, so there's pink. Now I'm going to go back and show you. Oh, look at this teal. Oh my goodness, this teal is so beautiful. And you will see some patterns from former lines that, like this one right there, right where I've got that, that's the dahlia that they printed that like Melton did a beautiful job quilting with. But see all of these, and each square is 2.5 inches. That's the perfect size. Little bit small, but right good. So now I'm just going to run down the list and show you these. They even have a gray, but I didn't want gray. So I got this orange, which is called persimmon. I got pink, which is called magenta. That's the name when you order it. Hoffman Dream Big Tiles. And then there is a wonderful gold ochre. And there's chartreuse and amethyst, which is a nice purple. And then green, which is emerald. Then the teal. Then flame, which is a reddish orange. Beautiful. And then an amazing, it's called indigo. And it's just a beautiful blue. So for my own Christmas present, I decided I wanted those fabrics because I'm still hooked on rainbow colors. I'm still hooked on the color wash technique. And I thought, in a way, it's cheating, but in a way, it'll give me a chance to do even more with the swirls, the placement of the colors. So I will be looking for some really amazing color swirling patterns. I'll go on the internet and bring them up and look. So I wanted, that was going to be my main Christmas present this year. So I called them up and talked to, well, Robin, I emailed first. She wrote me right back and said, call us, we'll get your order ready. Then the day I actually called in, I talked to someone else. I don't know if her name was Carol or what, but let me, it's, the business is called Boutiques, etc. and So What Fabrics. And like I said, they're in Wytheville, Virginia. They are wonderful. They are wonderful. So I couldn't believe how fast I got them. And I told her So the fabric was 11.24 yard, and so I bought a 5/8 of each one, 5/8 of a yard. And I told her it was for my own Christmas present. You won't believe this. They took and wrapped it in a beautiful tissue paper and then had a pretty seal on it. So when I took it out of the package, I said, "Oh, I can't open it yet because I don't want to." They took that time to wrap that fabric. I was so impressed. So, anyway, ooh, let's see. The Bonnie Hunter info I just posted isn't available. Well, go to Bonnie Hunter's site is Quiltville. Maybe our Bonnie can put the link, but go to Bonnie Hunter's Quiltville. Then look for it's called, what is it called? Something about the old town mystery on Quiltville. And I'm sorry that I gave you a bummer link. Also, on our group's IO, we have a posting about it too. And if not, if you still can't find it, Debbie, shoot me an email after the show and I will make sure you get that. But if anybody else knows how to get to that link and can click it, because evidently when I used it, I grabbed something wrong. I'm sorry. But anyway, okay. So I just thought I'd pass on about a really good store. Last week, I showed you the fabric that I got for the Myrtle Beach class. And Missouri Star Quilting, I just love the way each piece of fabric I ordered was in a nice plastic bag and everything nice and neat, easy to keep track of. I won't lose any of it. And what I did, the class is coming up like the 16th, 15th, something like that of January. It's going to be coming up really fast. I already took a tote and I put all of the information about the class and the pattern and that fabric in the tote. So I won't lose it because I don't have time to go looking for this. Speaking of looking for things, I had my oldest grandchild, my son's children. The oldest one is 5. I had bought 2 advent calendars for possible children they might have, probably 8 years ago. It's now lost. When I want to finish it and they're old enough to do it, I can't find it. So I realize I need to have a better system. So anyway, okay, so I wanted to tell you about boutiques, etc. And if you live anywhere in the Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina area, that you might want to try that in Wytheville, Virginia on Main Street. It's a lovely, lovely drive and area, and the building itself. So that house is awesome. So you have to get used to creaky floors. And but the woodwork is just, and it's like one of those 4 squares, one of that style of homes, or they used to call them sister houses because the father would build them for his daughters, and if you were that lucky. But anyway, I got something in today from Amazon. It's acrylic medium gloss gel. All right. I love doing the dot painted mandalas, and you buy the little tools that, have a little ball at the end, and you dip it in the paint and you put a dot on. And mine weren't as pretty as some I see on the YouTube videos. So they look like little paint beads. Like, do you ever remember eating that dot candy that came on paper and you'd peel off the dot? Well, that little mound with, that's the shape that I love when I watch some of these dot painting videos. So it said that I could make a thickened cornstarch to add to it, but they weren't sure how that would hold up over time. But that if I got an acrylic medium, that it would help add viscosity. That's our word of the day, people. Viscosity. And it's the thickness that allows paint to hold a shape. Okay. So it doesn't just, you don't just put it like watercolor paint has no viscosity. I mean, that just sinks right in. But with the acrylic paints and this dot painting, I love those mounded, those domed little dots. I think they're so pretty. And if you think about it, a dome reflects light from a whole lot bigger, more surfaces than flat paint. So I think that's why it really catches my attention. So I went ahead and I found this kind because it's expensive to get some of these. You can get a modeling paste, but that's so thick. I thought, I don't want something I have to stir forever. So I looked up, and this actually said that the good thing of it is it's transparent, so it's not going to alter the color. And I read that it improves adhesion, which is a good thing. And that same quality that improves adhesion helps with the thickening, the doming of the color of the paint. So it's acrylic medium. I know it's not going to change the paint color. It should hold up as well as the paint. And this is U.S. Art Supply. It was much cheaper one because I think this is like almost 7 ounces, and whatever 200 milliliters is, and it was like $8.99. So that was the best deal. I got it. So I just wanted to let you know because I love showing you the things I buy. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and show you, talk about what I'm going to do. My very best tip I've ever had to share. So let me bring this camera over, and all right, let me bring it over. And oh, and you see my Santa? He is the Santa from Frosty the Snowman. And he used to be able to sing. Oh! Oh, I love him. I can't believe it. He hasn't sung for forever. He used to kind of do a little dance, but his little he has a hiccup in his giddy up now, sadly. But okay, here are, let me move this out of the way. All right. This is the article that talked about resist and dextrum. And I just loved when I saw this quilt because, I'm really hooked on rainbows right now. And so this is what gave me, and this is by Cindy Lobeck. And Cheryl Hogan took a class with Cindy Lobeck. And, but anyway, I'm going to use black sashing like she did here. But then she really picked a lovely setting with yellows on opposite ends and the purples and blues going down the middle. Well, I want to pick something unique as well. And so what I have is you have half patterned blocks, half plain fabric blocks, each with the opposing circle. So this one has a patterned circle on a plain backing. And remember, I took a stencil and I used white acrylic paint with acrylic fabric, because I wanted it to stick. And it does. I mean, it does not come off. And I wanted to thicken it a little so it would sit on top. You took 2 classes with her. Oh, that is so great. Oh, okay. That there are a few Old Town links. Yes, every Friday, Debbie, she's been putting out a new step. This past Friday, she put out her step number 4. So anyway, but as you see, some of these, I put a little bit of baking soda in the paint to thicken it so it wouldn't run under the stencil. And then I used a foam brush and just put the stencil on this and just lightly brushed over it. And sometimes I found that it came out a little thin in some areas. So I would take a nice narrow paintbrush and paint that thickened paint. Once I had taken the stencil off, then I would kind of fill it in until it looked like what I want. But I didn't want it too thick. But here, okay, here is the same fabric done the 2 ways. So you see this fabric right here? And here's the one with the pattern block. This is the one with the pattern circle. All right. So I've got, let me see, 2 different oranges. I've got, I think, just 1 yellow. And then I've got 2 different purples. I've got this purple, which has got a lot of red in it, and this purple, which has more blue in it. So then I have 3 different kinds of reds. I've got this really dark one, then a nice bright one, and then a kind of bluish red. So I've got 3 of those. I've got 2 different greens, and I've got the turquoise and a bright blue, and then a greeny blue. So anyway, you see here, I've got a lot of this. After you paint on the stencil, it dries pretty quickly. Then you heat set, and I didn't even have to put a cover cloth. I was able to just use my iron. I ironed over it when it was dry, and that sets the paint. All right, so as you see here, how do I set this up? I am not a girl who leaves things to chance. I have to choose which way I want this to be. So what my biggest tip to you is, you will take your fabrics and lay them on the floor, okay, or lay them on a table. And if I feel good enough to lay them on the floor, I'll lay all of them on the floor, putting them very close together. So let me move some of these out of the way to show you what I mean. But if you lay them on the table, if you don't want to get down on the floor because you're not sure you're going to get up easily, then you can just lay them on the table like this. And you'll have to take more pictures, but that doesn't matter. So what you do is you lay them out. Now, to get the best result, you need to take a picture right directly overhead. If you take the picture from an angle, then it's going to end up skewing the side. I mean, you have to be very careful. And I'm going to show you real quickly what I mean. So like if I were, whoops, no, I don't want that. I want to take a picture. Okay. Now let me show you what I mean. Come on, picture. Okay. So if I take a picture like this, okay, then I want to show you what that looks like. Then, whoops, I want to show the picture. Okay, whoops, okay. Here's what that picture looks like. Well, it's at an angle. So when you take a picture at an angle, the top is going to be narrower than the bottom. You don't want that. So now what I'm going to do is take another picture, and I'm going to take this picture from directly over the fabric. Directly over. Okay, let me see if it took. Whoops, come on. Yes, this is up, but my finger got in the way. But do you see how when you take it from straight above, unfortunately, that's my finger. But do you see how when you take it directly above, you get a nice square picture? So that's what you're going to want to do. And that's why, if I can, I'll lay them all out on the floor, putting them not touching but close. Okay? Not touching but close. Then when I get them laid out, whether I do it in sets of 6, 8, or whether I do the whole thing and lay it out, I take a really good picture. Then what I like to do is print it on cardstock, because what I'm going to do with it is make a puzzle out of it. Okay? What I'm going to do is print it really good, a nice quality, and on cardstock. And then after I print it, I'm going to carefully cut out each block out of the cardstock. Then I can take these blocks and I can play with them. I can try all different layouts until I find the one I love best. Now the camera comes into play again, because you're laying, I don't know how many, I think I'm going to have probably almost 20 blocks. So I'll get them all 20 cut out. I play by moving them, because otherwise you have to try to pin this all up on a surface, and moving it is a pain in the neck. But if you have little squares of cardstock and you're moving those around, that's so much easier. And then once I get them, these little pieces, just the way I want, because they're going to end up being about that big, maybe an inch square, just over an inch square. Once you get them the exact way you want them, then you snap another picture of them. This time you don't have to make sure it's perfectly square, and the picture's only going to be about this big, whatever size the paper was to print them all. And that way you take the second picture, because now you have a record of just how you want to lay them out. So you can take the camera to the sewing machine and you know exactly where to put exactly which block. So this is the best tip that I've ever thought of. And I actually thought of it all by myself. But it's a great, I've used it numerous times, because I thought, I don't have a design wall. How in the world? Well, I did take some liquid starch and painted the closet doors over there with liquid starch, and then put a piece of flannel. That way I can pull it off, wash it. When I go to move, I haven't left it permanently marred. But that closet, you can't get very far. The closet, the hall, it's in the hall, and the hallway is not even 3 feet. So real, or maybe it is about right around 3 feet, but you can't get back from it and get a good look. So this was my answer to, what do I do when I don't have a design wall, but I need to lay out these blocks in a pattern that's going to be pleasing to me. So that's going to be my very next step. And then after I do that, I've got the sashing strips already cut out. And then I'll do a final border. And I have 2 striped fabrics to contend with. Mary likes the one with alternating white stripes in it. I'm not sure which one's going to win, because what I'll do with that fabric is lay it out, lay both of them out, and put a corner of the finished blocks and sashing, lay it on both of those stripes, and get a look at it from that. I have found I don't trust my brain to make those decisions, because it usually gets it wrong, and I want proof. I want visual proof to what it's going to look like. All right. I think I've talked about just about everything. I know one thing I can ask you is I got this foam paper, and I don't know if oh, it has an adhesive back. Never mind. I'm hoping that the adhesive will be good enough because I want to make little tusks for the elephant baby that's going to be the pillow. And that's really cool. And then I thought if I need to like have the nose of the um, cheetah come out a little bit, I can use that under the fabric. And since it has adhesive, it'll hold the fabric. So this is pretty cool. I think tonight I just might start cutting on it. And I thought, well, what am I going to use for the pillows that are going to end up going in the bottom of this? Because I got zippers, 22-inch zippers to go along the bottom of the flannel so I can take the pillow out so when they want to wash the cover, they can very carefully. And so I remembered when I had my surgery, I got a body pillow in case I needed it. And I never really could use it. It didn't feel good against my tummy. So I'm going to cut the body pillow in half. And then I'll have the floor pillow dimension that I need. And I can use something instead of just leaving it stuffed in the guest room. So I've pretty much got most of the stuff worked out. And I made sure to find just the images I wanted so that will give me the look I want. And in fact, it is time for show and tell. So we will see pictures of what I want to do along with your wonderful work. And I have gotten so many wonderful comments about the work you share with me. And I'm so thankful that you share your beautiful work. Okay. And thank you for making Carol feel so welcome. She's such a talented and gentle lady. All right. And don't forget, if you want to ask a question of me, just type it in all capital letters, and that helps me see it. And okay, whoops, my eyeglasses get caught on this fancy shirt. All right, let's go to here and a show and tell. And oh, I know, did I? Hold on. Let me go back one real quick. And I want to go to 2024 ideas and then go to the Christmas 2024. Christmas 24 folders. I put everything in folders because I have found that is the only way. Oh, and this is what made me think of making these, reminded me of kind of what I had done when my kids were little. So, but mine's going to be pillow size longer so that these active boys can have floor pillows. I told my Katie what I was doing. She goes, "Oh, I loved those." So now let me see. Oh, I've even got cheetah description and everything. I think this is the image that I chose for the inspiration of the elephant pillow. I said, I want something with a real sweet little face. And this, of course, is like CGI art. It is just perfect. Look at those eyes. And oh, that is so sweet. And I didn't want too long of a trunk because you don't want them swinging the pillow by the trunk. So, and see the cute little tusks. So I thought that would be really cute. And then the cheetah that I chose is this face. And let me bring this up just a little. There's the face I'm going to use for the cheetah. He's the oldest child, so I think he's ready to have mature. And on the top of the pillow is going to be a tail that comes off. And that way he can lay, my kids like laying their face on the animal face, and he'll have the tail to hold on to. So I had to go and pick out pictures like elephant eyes. What does an elephant eye look like? And then I wanted to make sure I got the depth of the cheetah face correct. So I've got side views. Then I found out an interesting little tidbit that cheetahs are the one kind of great cat that do not have retractable nails. You know how our house cats have retractable nails? They have nails more like a dog. They're always out because the cheetah is more concerned with running fast than hooking, using the nails and hooking the prey to take them down. A cheetah grabs their prey with its mouth. So I had to get a picture of that. And then look how thick their tails are. Their tail is thicker than one of their legs. So I had to get photos of all of this so I could try to put enough realism in it. But okay, so there is that. Now let me go back to here and go to show and tell. And I'll go ahead, since we're right here at my folder. Whoa! I hope you're okay. That just gave way. I hadn't tightened the screw and it gave way. All right. Oh, Deb, goodness gracious. All right, here is my daughter Katie's dog with my daughter Becky. So that's my oldest daughter Becky, and this is Mr. Henry. Isn't he cute? You can't quite tell, but he has some purple on his tongue, and his DNA test proved that he had a lot of chow in him. So isn't he cute? All right, so that's my daughter Becky and Henry, and this at my daughter Becky's house. And here's my daughter Katie, who is the mom of Henry, and her wonderful, she did a chalet style Christmas house and a little, I don't know if that's the garage or the shed or what. So, and she's the one that lives up on the Eastern Shore and went to the Mennonite store to get all the awesome candies. And then here is Becky again with her house. And she did raised gardening beds with her cottage. I think it's so cute. Okay, next, this is my grandson Evan, and he did quite a house. I'm thinking that there may be some, you know, future engineer here because that's really cute. He's the one that had the concert the other night. So he's a junior, got one more year of high school left. Then here is my granddaughter, Charlie. And oh my goodness, let me see if I can enlarge this and show you. She loves doing very fancy designs on fingernails. She took the tiniest little look at along her snowy edge are miniature tiny candy canes. She used a, what do you call it, tweezers. She used tweezers to decorate her houses so she could get it all, whoops, pardon me, so she could get it all just right. But so that's Charlie's. All right, now I'm going to, oh, that's my foot. I'm sitting here with my lap desk. This is Henry, and that is Tater. That's Katie's 8-month-old puppy who's like 50, I don't know, 57 pounds. And there's Mark going with big old Henry wanting to lay on his lap. So Mark was like, oh my gosh. This is Andy, Becky's sweetheart. And he did a Frank Lloyd-esque I think, Falling Water. This is his version. So, oh, so cute. And then that's me and my little house. And here we all are sitting around the table. And then that's Mary. That's Andy's mother and doing her house. So we just had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So those are the pictures I have for you today. And now let's go back to show and tell. Alberta. Oh, yeah. We'll take one more nice look at Alberta's Alaska quilt that she made in commemoration of her sister taking her on an Alaskan cruise. Isn't that wonderful? In 2023 for her 80th birthday. Our Charlene's amazing. Okay. Now we'll go back and let's see. Miss Bonnie sent in some new photos. So she had, I'm not sure if we've seen the finish for this. I think this one says Noel. I'm not sure. But then look at this. Isn't that just beautiful? She does such a great job with hand embroidery. I love it. Then look at this. Isn't her black work just extraordinary? Truly beautiful, Miss Bonnie. You are something else. And that's probably the size of a sheet of paper. When you stop and realize how small it is, it's really amazing. She loves dragons and baby dragons. That is so cute. Then look at this wonderful Christmas block. It might be for one of her exchanges. I'm not sure. She's a busy lady and participates in a lot of fun events. She sent me a larger picture of the black work. So now I can show you the wonderful, look at that border. Looks like little flowers. But isn't this amazing? That is just perfection. So thank you, Miss Bonnie. Amazing work. Y'all are so talented. So very talented. All right. Now let's see. I don't think I have anything. Nope, don't have anything new yet from Charlene. Now let me see. Um, um, um. I'm not sure I have anything new. I think this was one of the latest. And this is from Debbie, and it's just beautiful. I'm sure she's working on things because Debbie is a right prolific quilter. Okay. Now, let's go back to show and tell. And Dolores, got to show you the mushrooms one last time. Dolores is our resident true artist. And when I say true artist, it means a professional who sells her artwork, takes commissions, goes to art shows, and displays her work. And she's something else, let me tell you. Okay. Oh, let's head back one. Look at that. Gosh, that is so awesome. I love all the hand applique work and the stuffing, the trapunto work. It's just beautiful. Thank you, Miss Dolores. Let's see. Who is next? Okay. Come on. All right. Let's see. Oh, Jody and her wonderful Davenport quilt. Okay, here it is finished. And then I know that she has a new video. I managed to see it. She's working amazing hours. So be thinking about our Jody during all this. She is staying so busy. She taught herself to miter the quilt. And I think she did an outstanding job. Yay, Miss Jody. There you go. Now let's see who's next. Julie. Oh, yes. She sent a few really sweet things last week. I love this. This is a veterans graveyard. And look at simplicity, but the quilting and the thread painting and hand embroidery is amazing. Isn't that beautiful? And it just says, remember. So she's very involved in veterans work and honoring veterans. Look at this wonderful sleigh. Isn't that beautiful? God, she's so talented. And then some trees. She said this wonderful quilt that she made had to get all the colors of the metals just right. And look at this gorgeous church on a snowy night, full moon. Isn't that beautiful? Julie is very talented. Thank you, Miss Julie. Keep sending your pictures, hon, because they're amazing. All right. So then Miss Lisa sent us the colorway that she's going to use for her Myrtle Beach quilt party quilt. Look at this. Isn't it just darling? It's called Spare. And I'm doing one with a darker colorway, and she's doing this beautiful spring type colorway. I can't wait. And she said she's already been cutting out. In fact, if anything, I bet you she's done cutting hers out. So those young ones, I tell you, they just run circles around us old ladies. Now let me see. I'm not sure. Yes, I think she did send a couple things that I still want to show. I love the cyclamen with her Thanksgiving setting. And then, oh, this collage that she put together was just beautiful. And thank you for doing that. I love how many of you went out and collected leaves. And it just, all these little tiny things you do really help develop your skill. And it can help your quilting by helping you work with color. Let me see. I think I've got, oh, here we go. Here's the dahlia, and the big glory dahlia from Hoffman that our Melton did her quilting on. And it's amazing. Her quilting has come so far and so quickly. Look at the definition there. Isn't that beautiful? She's so talented. That's how she started. And that looks pretty darn good. But to have done that dahlia is amazing. I think this is one of the areas, a park that she takes walks in. Beautiful. Her kitty cat that she's had a while. Another picture of her dahlia quilt. And she's sewing spa-like bath rags, wash rags. And she's knitting them, pardon me, and they're beautiful. She asked if we did things like this here, and I said, well, I don't think that fancy. And then here is, I think this one's a cake or Brad, but I think a cake. And her mom maybe made that. She's got a really awesome mom. Look at that wonderful food. And they sit at what she called the floor table. That's beautiful. And another picture of her dahlia quilt. Oh, here's her. Don't forget, she is Angel Swan on Etsy. Has wonderful artwork that she puts up there. I love these placemats. They're just charming. And here's a video of her dahlia quilt. Absolutely beautiful. So thank you, Miss Melton, and thank you so much for sharing that with us. It gives us so many wonderful ideas. Okay, so let me now. Whoops, don't need that one up either. Okay. Whoops. Nope, didn't mean that. Yeah, show and tell. Whoops, come on. Well, hold on. Okay. I'll go back to show and tell. Let me see if there's anything else. We'll show Miss Polly's. I want to show, this is her confetti quilt, and she sprayed fabric stiffener on it, and it was kind, and then crunched it up so when it dried, it had this wonderful texture for leaves. And let me go back. Look at that. That's the quilt from a distance. I love her curved, linear layout. I think it's absolutely beautiful. She is quite an artist herself. I love her work. Okay, then Miss Cheryl. She sent us some great, great works of art. Look at that. Is that the cutest thing? And this is Cheryl herself in the photo. And the quilt is called, it is called Dinner Buffet. And there are cats underneath a tree full of birds. Isn't that cute? I just love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Cheryl. And then as soon as I can find out how to show you. Oh, and okay. So remember when I was showing you my stenciled pieces, she took 2 classes from Cindy Lobeck. Pardon me, I got a little dust in my throat. Let me drink a little bit of water here. But she actually took the classes where they use the resist. Isn't that wonderful? Look at all those colors and designs. I love that. Way to go. Now, I don't know. Let me see if I can go this way again. There. Look at this one. This is a mandala that she did from the resist method. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's just a matter of folding and pinning, and the areas where it's folded the tightest stay white. The other areas allow dye to come in. Isn't that beautiful? And hopefully next week I'll show you some pictures of quilts from the Houston Quilt Show. But Miss Cheryl just does the coolest stuff. I just love it. Okay, whoops, sorry. I did that thing where, oh boy, sorry about that. Hold on, let me see. Get back to pictures, Deb. Oh, here we go. I think that might be all, but I just want to double check one more time. Okay, let's see. We did. Okay, where is. Okay. Cheryl, I think. Yeah, oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Vicky. Did I think I've shown all of these, but while we're here, we've got to show something. Oops, let me plug in the camera. Okay. But I love this. That is a yoga mat that our Vicky Joe made. That is lovely. Love, love, love it. Okay, so that's it for show and tell today. And let me get back here, turn my light back on. But that was fun. That was fun. So I've shown you the fabric, showed you pictures with my daughters this week, and it's great. It was a great week, but a busy week. I tell you, I don't have the energy I used to have. So any questions before we go today, you guys? Ed and Jody's Davenport quilt, beautiful. It is beautiful. So, so Mark went to the big grocery store to get kissies for the kissy cookies and, to get all the things we need for the Christmas meal and some baking. And All right. Any more questions, you sweetie pies? That was ice dyeing 108-inch wide. You're kidding. Oh my gosh, Cheryl. I'm even more impressed. I figured it was a mandala about this big. Whoa. That was a lot of scrunching and pinning and clipping and oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. I love it. Well, I tell you what, you win the prize this week, Cheryl. I cannot imagine dealing with a piece of fabric 108 inches wide, but what a backing that's going to be. So, well, I think old Chris Kringle and I are going to go and take a good rest. While I'm resting upstairs tonight, I'm working again on my English paper piecing quilt. And I said, I didn't feel like crocheting, but I don't feel like sitting at my machine. So I think I'll do English paper piecing. Let me see if he'll sing one more time. I don't know. I was shocked that he sang when he did. No, I think he says, nope, I've been doing it since 1964. Oh, well, no, he's not able to sing. But so you got a treat earlier when he sang for you. But isn't he cute? Well, thank you for spending this time with me and for listening to everything. And don't forget that we are going to have a rest. And what was it again, Bonnie? A rest and I don't know. I've already forgotten. But we're going to have a sit and chat New Year's Day. And have a great week. And we are going to continue on to try to get this UnderSea done. And we're going to then switch over to our thin strip landscape and 3D hand embroidery. I can't wait for that. So rest and recovery. That's it. Thank you, Miss Bonnie. Rest and recovery. Well, y'all have a great week. I want to thank Joe and Marcia for being our moderators. I want to thank everyone that makes everyone feel comfortable and welcome. And I hope you have a great week preparing for a wonderful Christmas. And I got my tree decorated. I'm really tickled because I hate decorating a tree, but I love the Christmas tree, but I hate decorating a tree. So, anyway, I will have pictures of all of it for you next week. Okay? Take good care. Y'all are the best. Miss Mary, so good to see you. Kathy Klein, y'all are wonderful. So I'll see you next Sunday. Bye bye, everyone. You're the best. Mwah. Have a wonderful Christmas.